Jen Venata. She's been balancing her gut and finding tremendous benefits. She was experiencing adrenal fatigue, weight loss resistance, blood sugar issues, lots of anxiety, and just hormonal imbalances and just not feeling well. My name is Dale Ecuyer. Give us an idea of where you were before you started really balancing the gut with Amare.
Yes, absolutely. So my journey actually was addressing my health at the root and really trying to figure out what was going on. It just seemed like it was one thing after another. So many things were happening in my family. It was GI issues, it was skin issues, blood sugar issues, fatigue, tired all the time. And so it just became one medication after another, one diagnosis after another. And finally, it was that day when we were at the doctor's office, and the doctor looked at me and said, I want you to take your son home. I want you to go put him in a bath with bleach water, a little bit of bleach water, lather him up in steroid cream, and then put him to bed in wet pajamas. And Dale, that was the breaking point for this mama where I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep up with these band-aid approaches because he had severe skin issues. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, he was a 9. So I went home. I told my husband about this, and a light bulb moment went on for him. And he said, we need to start digging into this. We need to start learning about what science is saying, get to the root, and start addressing this to actually heal our bodies instead of keep putting band-aids on it. He started to dig into research, learning that the gut was the root to pretty much every health issue that was out there. And so we started to change our diet. We started to eat for gut health. We started to supplement for gut health. And we started to notice changes. So we knew we were on the right path, and we were really excited about it.
So this was like a family thing. So was your son, and then yourself also, you were experiencing adrenal fatigue, but how old was your son at the time?
Yeah, so my son was about third grade at the time. My husband was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. He had GI issues. My son had GI issues. He had skin issues. You know, as a mama, you're always putting your kids, your husband first. But at the same time, I was struggling with my own issues, blood sugar, hormones, adrenal fatigue.
Wow.
So, long story short, we started to see things turn around, and we were on this journey. And then about 7 months ago, I really hadn't changed up much. And I was really starting to struggle. I went through a really stressful time. And when I went through this stressful time, it just threw off my cortisol. I was diagnosed with stage 3 adrenal fatigue, which was giving me these awful blood sugar drops. I would get up, I would go to get in my car, I would head out, and all of a sudden everything just started to get like black, where I knew I had like 2 minutes to either pull over or lay down, find a safe spot so that I wouldn't pass out.
Wow.
Scary. I would call my husband up on the phone and I would be like, I'm passing the post office right now. I'm passing the grocery store. And he'd be like, why are you telling me this? And I'd say, because if I pass out, you're going to have to come find me and make sure that I'm okay. That's how scary it was. I was just at my breaking point. I was dealing with blood sugar issues, anxiety, was storing fat in my midsection. My hormones were off. And I remember the night I was crying, and my husband said, what is wrong with you? And I said, I just feel stuck. I can't get out of this, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And he said, there's got to be this missing link to what we're missing something, Jen. And he encouraged me to go do my research. And I started to dig a little bit more into science, and I came across the Amare website. And I just knew that it was an answer for prayer for me. So I clicked on the video that talked about, the gut brain connection and the supplements that they recommend for that. And like a peace came over me. I knew that this was something I needed to try. So I started the products, and within 60 days, my blood sugar was regulated. My hormones were good. They were back on track. I was no longer taking naps every day. I have not had a single anxiety or panic attack in 7 months, not a single blood sugar drop. I have literally felt fantastic. And what I realized is that all these years I was focused on just the gut health, like immune support, but I never was targeting my mental wellness. And when I learned that the gut and the brain were communicating back and forth to each other, I was like, that's it. Like that was my missing link. I didn't realize before when I was targeting all my supplements and my protocol to actually like immune support and not anything related to mental wellness.
Yeah, there really is that missing link, and I hear a lot, is making that connection between the gut-brain axis. So you're addressing the gut, you're addressing the axis, and you're addressing the brain all at the same time.
So I just feel like with the stress that we deal with in our everyday life and the fact that our soil is just depleted with Roundup, our food system just isn't the same.
Mhm.
Toxins everywhere. You almost need to fill in the gap with what's going on. And I've learned like I've tried to just eat healthy, right? Because I had shared that we had eaten for gut health, even with my kids and my husband trying to reverse autoimmune diseases. And I just noticed that a big part of our healing process was really getting on supplements that were going to actually help our body heal and just target the root issues because it was like I couldn't get to where I needed to go just basically on exercise and food. So I feel like I'm a lifer because I don't ever want to go back, Dale, to feeling like I did before, feeling like I was going to pass out, having anxiety, not wanting to leave my house is not someplace I want to ever go back to.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. It blows my mind. Like I hear stories like this every day, and it just fills my heart because people can feel better. They can feel better. They don't have to do the band-aid approach. They don't have to think that they're never going to be well. There's always something that you can try. And the only way to really know is to put it in your body. So Jen, any last words?
Yeah, I guess what I want to do is just encourage you. The number one thing I'll hear people say is like they don't want to invest the money into their health. And you can't afford not to. Like I tell people, like to be able to go from the way I was feeling to the way I feel now is a complete 180. I would pay double the amount of money for the products and for the way I feel because I couldn't live out my full purpose. I couldn't even live out what I wanted to do. And as a mama of four, it was just always a struggle. And so I just really encourage you because what happens is if you don't address it at the root, it just continues to grow. So I see it all the time, right? It starts with skin issues and now it's GI issues, then it's thyroid, and then it's fibromyalgia, and it just keeps going. And you don't want to get to that point because when you get to that point, I remember saying to my husband, when we didn't know what to do in the beginning and we had to pay out of pocket for like holistic health coaches and we were trying to get answers, I was like, if I have to sell my house and go into a 1-bedroom apartment so that we can get the money to get you, the help, the natural help that you need, I was willing to do it. No money in the world, no materialistic thing mattered more than making sure that my family felt better. And so if I could just give you one advice or one tip, it would be don't let money stop you because when you can live your full purpose and feel the best, it's just there's no dollar amount for that.
Oh man, you said that right. Absolutely. I mean, quality of life, right?
Mhm.
Who knows what will happen tomorrow? We have to live each and every day like it is our last. And if you don't have your health, how do you serve your family? How do you serve the people that come across your path? When you're healthy, you can take care of your family better. That's going to strengthen that family. Have
Sure.
an amazing day, and we'll see you.